Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you in another video. All right, so who knows when this is going to get uploaded? That's why I don't want to make a Laker video on this channel, on this phone, because what I'm finding is, unless the app is on, YouTube app is on, it's not going to upload with this phone. I ain't figured out what that option is as it pertains to what I need to change in the settings to assure that that's not a problem, because it's definitely never been a problem. I must have did something messing with the settings somehow, or they maybe had an update or whatever, I don't know, but yeah, that's what's been going on. So I ended up making it like a 50-minute video yesterday. I thought it had uploaded after like 7 or 8 hours, and they hadn't deleted it without checking, forgetting that that was already a problem that I had seen with my phone this past weekend. And it was a pretty good video that's never going to be heard. So yeah, no telling when this is going to get uploaded. I'll try not to make it time sensitive at all, but yeah, man, I'm enjoying my day. Picked up everything I needed to pay for the room. Thank you, my uncle, for making sure I had that again, as usual. I appreciate it. I made 2 therapy sessions today, and feel great about them. On the other phone, so they're going to be uploaded very soon from when I'm recording this. And now that phone is run out of space at this point, based on how long those videos are. So I had to use this phone. But it's a lot of stuff going on in the world, man. As we talked about, prayers out to Gilbert Arenas, whose son got into a very bad car accident. I read that there are no broken bones, so that's extremely encouraging. But he's still not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination, because he's in a coma that they induced. I don't know what happened. They said 4:30 this morning, I guess, somewhere out here in LA, he had crashed his Tesla truck into some type of tree or something like that. There was a fire involved, but he was on the outside of the truck when the cops got there. And no broken bones. So that is great news, but obviously there has been some significant head trauma or something of that nature that would make it so that that induced coma was induced. So I'm very concerned about his life, first and foremost, but as we know there are no broken bones, you feel extremely hopeful that he'll be able to get back on the court if he does survive this. That's what the hope is. But we got to get past the life-threatening part first. Then we can start talking about what he's going to do with his life after that. So prayers out to him. Hopefully there's no brain damage or anything like that, because that would be devastating for him and his family. So yeah, that's what it is, man. No broken bones is good news. It's very good news. And the prayers out are coming from everywhere, and they're coming from here as well. So what else is there to say, man? So much going on in the world today. You know, as I told y'all in the last video, I saw an image this morning from the genocide, that it was a child about 3 years old, maybe not even, probably not, 1. Honestly, it was a baby. But it was one half of it was on one side of the street, and the other half of it was on the other side of the. Like, you gotta understand, these type of images, they stay in your mind for the rest of your life, man. They really do, man. And there's been so many of them that I've seen, and that many other people have seen. And I guess our government just wants us to go along with that because of who wants people dead, and because of how, you know, how business things are set up with our country and our trusty Israel allies and all this other stuff. But these images, bro, I would not go along with these images if they were done by people I support. Is what I want the courts and our government to understand. I'm a Laker fan. LeBron James couldn't be doing nothing like this and see me continue to support him. And even if he told me we need to do this so that I can continue to survive, so that I can play for the Lakers, I'd say, nah, bro, you better find another way. You're a grown man. No children should have to die so that you can survive. That would be what I say if somebody I supported or someone I celebrate did this. So what I want American government to understand, if you follow me, any of y'all, is that I'm not going to take this from anyone. Nobody can kill children and they get support from me. Not someone that I agree with, nor someone I would otherwise not agree with. It's not independent to the Jews, that I don't support the slaughtering of Palestinian people. No one should be able to slaughter anyone's children and get support from grown-ups. Nobody. You see what I'm saying? Nobody. I would not support my black people, my own self, my own preservation, if it meant slaughtering Zionist children. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? No children. Nobody should be able, based on my morals compass, to be supported for destroying children. No children. No children. You couldn't tell me that you were going to slaughter Chinese children to save black people. You couldn't tell me you were going to slaughter Russian children to save Asian people. I ain't trying to hear no sort of any of that. So that I see individuals of whom I naturally probably do not agree with aligning with this because they align with the people who are doing it. I just say this is furthermore why I don't agree with you. Because you have a moral compass that doesn't allow for you to see anything wrong with the slaughtering of children for any reason, of any color, any religion, of any creed. Regardless of how guilty their parents may be or innocent they killed their parents may be, no matter how indoctrinated and evil they may be as children. I believe children should be locked up if they do something, at juvenile hall, whatever. But that's as far as you should be doing with children. If one of them murders somebody, cool, he go to jail for the rest of his life. That's just what I agree with. But as far as you telling me you about to slaughter a child or R-word a child or something like that because they pose a future threat or something, man, no part of that is going to be supported, no matter who you are and how you present it to me. If I'm in my right mind, there's no way I'm supporting that. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not going to support that. And we're in a space where this country is supporting that because it's the Zionist Jews who want the Palestinian people killed. We support the killing of their children on whatever front because of, well, these are our friends, it's who we we find ourselves in business with. It's like, yo, business has nothing to do with that. And so that's what I'm telling all of y'all, man. We got to get our heads into a space where we understand how morally backwards what it is that our country, and furthermore what the Western world, is aligning with in the name of upholding its own self. I understand we are in trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. Maybe this is who you owe. Maybe this is how this goes. I don't know what the secrets is behind this stupid shit, if I'm being completely honest with you. Why white supremacy supports this nonsense. Maybe you teamed up with these people in the future to annihilate all the black people, and that's ultimately your goal. I don't know why the hell y'all going along with this. Wouldn't put it past you. A lot of y'all KKK members and white supremacist members, y'all know I don't know what y'all doing. Why you allow the Jews to do this? But that you ain't wise enough to know that they're going to turn their attention to you soon enough is silly as hell to me. Silly as hell to me. That you will let them wipe out Palestinian children and think they ain't going to wipe your ass out tomorrow is silly as hell to me. And by way of the proximity of Israel to Palestine, which is literally the same damn space, they're killing their own neighbors' children. People they've been side by side with, for better or for worse, for 75 years. You think they ain't gonna wipe your ass out? Like, for defending themselves against these people. For defending themselves. It's just like, yo, that you can align with people like this and convince yourself that this makes sense. And whatever deal you got with these people you think they're gonna honor is mind-blowing to me. That an entire government, a bunch of people who call themselves scholars, think that this is the way forward for them, to align with these people on anything they want to do, for any damn reason. A lot of y'all, like I said, as many times as I've said it on this channel, I think some of this stuff just has to do with people covering up their own secrets. They don't care about the country. They don't care about the structure of things. It could come or go. Just don't tell the world what it is I did. I think a lot of that is what's powering a lot of this going forward. People are just so damn guilty in their own right that they're just going to go along with whoever, however. You see them people winning right now, so clearly this is the winning side. So it's like a double win for you to just kind of keep your mouth shut and just let them kill whatever the Palestinians they want to kill. Not understanding that there's an entire world of people that are watching you, that are unhappy with you for doing it. Don't you see that being a problem for you? You think these structures and these laws are going to save you and this army? These armies going to save you? Like, if you don't think for 1 second that your safety is at risk for aligning with this shit, you're about to learn a very difficult lesson. There's more people in this world than there is armies. And if you're gonna annihilate all the people with your atom bombs and your atomic bombs and your napalm bombs, it ain't gonna be a whole lot of wealth to gain from lack of work and lack of people around. There ain't gonna be much. You're gonna build what for what? You have all this space with very little workers to help you through whatever natural disasters are coming your way. And that's the part that throws me off. It's like, I guess they think their machines are going to work. And when the machines break, who's going to fix them? I guess you're going to fix them, right? In the dead of winter? When you've annihilated everybody? It's just like, what is your end game? You think we're going to align with this? The propaganda's just going to work, huh? Because it's worked on you. You're stupid enough to go along with this. You think it's going to work on everybody else. It's the art of the propaganda working on you and no one else. That's why you go along with this. You're letting the indoctrination and the propaganda and the fear of losing whatever it is you think you're holding cloud your judgment and ultimately welcome your undoing. People call themselves so intelligent, so battle tested, so trained and all that, but they ain't smart enough to know a threat when they see one. Your whole democracy is in the balance here. And that's what I want to say to all my soldiers. Y'all don't see this? Y'all don't see this? Y'all let these people sell this country to those people who are doing that thing, and you don't see that creating a problem for you? You're going to have to fight some unnecessary wars, friend. You would be wise to use all that training to fix this problem, correct this problem. Instead of forcing that those who are sending us down this path have the leverage to do so and the power to do so. And I would tell those in power, are you certain that your army and your navy and your government and your generals aren't going to come to this conclusion at some point on this path? Are you sure? Because there's so much evidence for them to see this. They just got to do a little thinking for themselves, and it's going to be very clear what they need to do to protect their generation ahead, to protect their children. A lot of things haven't unfolded for them to see as clearly as I do right now. But there will be things that unfold that are going to put them in a position to where they have to make a decision to either follow your orders down the path of unwise war waging against people who wanted to see children not suffer, or ultimately the total implosion of their democracy and the world as they know it. A lot of people that join the army, join the navy, join the armed forces, their intention was to protect the country and protect the people here that they love. That's why they went. What they're going to find out is that the very essence of their presence, doing what it is that they're being told to do, is what puts that most at risk. And when they come to that conclusion, what do they do next? Because it's them holding the gun against their enemies that ultimately makes us worse for it going forward. Because their enemies are trying to stop them from slaughtering children in the name of Israel. That's the truth that is there for them to find. You better hope enough of them are Jews that are indoctrinated in that nonsense, or else you're going to have a fractured armed forces soon enough, America. Do you have a plan for that? Is that even possible in your head? Or are you just willing that away, just like you're willing away the presence of us understanding who the good guy and the bad guy is? Trying to deport protesters for being unhappy at people who are genociding. You're going to wheel that into reality. And you're trying to wheel away the consequences of people being upset at what it is that ultimately they're going to see when they dig a little bit. No, you ain't figured that part out yet, because this is going to work, right? Just because you will away the truth don't mean you will away the consequences. As I said in my last video, the consequences still coming. You can make everybody buy some bullcrap. You can have us all holding umbrellas with holes in it in the name of culture, but we still gonna have rain on our heads. Very simple. You can follow a bunch of people off a bridge. You still gonna find yourself off the side of a bridge, and whatever happens to your body, when it comes to that, comes to that. Now you can make it law that we all go off this bridge, but it ain't gonna stop our bones from snapping when we fall off it. It is what it is. Follow a bunch of people who are wrong down the road of being wrong, and we're all wrong together. You can't will that away. You can't make it so that it is not what it is, even if you got everybody agreeing to go along with it. This is the problem with following the Zionist Jew. It's exactly the problem with following the Zionist Jew. They believe they can will the truth into lies and the lies into truth. And they can stand in spaces of confusion and hold their chest out and make some damn sense. There's no sense to what they're doing. They're committing genocide on camera. There's no sense to be made of that. You can use your laws to deport anybody who says it. You're still doing it. You can send us all to prison for saying it. You're still doing it. You can do everything you do in the name of the wrong math. You can turn 2 into 1 and 1 into -1 if you want. And you can build a house with those measurements and you're still going to be a little off. No matter how many people you who agree to do it your way, they're all going to find the consequences of doing things the wrong way. This is what the Zionist Jew is going to find out. And all of your power, and all of your following your indoctrination madness, you are not changing the value of one. It's still one. Your math is still off. No matter how many people you force into doing it your way, the math, the measurements are still off. And that is the mistake that is leading all of us wherever this is taking us, which I don't think is any good. America, I don't think this is any good. I really don't. Because y'all all agreed that -1 equals 2 or something weird. And because of it, it's all going to go backwards for you. It's all going to go backwards for you, man. You're going to slide off a cliff, one body after the next. And you're going to understand why you shouldn't have done it. Why you should have just sacrificed a little bit of what it is you were willing to eat, so that you could keep your checks and balances in place, so that you couldn't have backwards day every day in 2025. But you weren't. strong enough to do that, America. You weren't strong enough to do that. You were too afraid of what happens if those checks and balances were in place, pissing off the people who have the leverage in your world. You're too afraid of what happens to your individual selves to have the responsibility in place to carry forward your democracy. You couldn't do it. You let these old demons that you've been carrying around for 500 years continue to lead you where you're headed. These same old racism ideology demons that you've been carrying for all these years that have never served you nor anyone else. You're still carrying that stuff forward. And that's why you're all going to fall apart. In the name of the same old stupid racism that had my people in chains. Same old stupid racism that had you annihilating all the native people from this land. Same old stupid racism that makes the whole world look at you like you're the most irresponsible leader that ever walked the earth. It's just low frequency, poor measurement. Thinking that one thing is going to bring you something else. It doesn't bring you that. Waging war against the world does not bring you safety. Making people despise you for the horror that you cause them to witness does not make you safer in this world. Hiding that truth from the most of us is not going to keep it from finding us at our doorstep, especially when the consequences of that comes at our doorstep. We're going to know exactly why. Whether you hid it from us all the way up to that point or not. You can wage war against people who are holding you accountable. You can celebrate those who are doing the worst of things and shun those who hold them accountable all you want. It ain't going to change nothing as it pertains to what it is that you're doing, being best for not being done. And y'all gonna try to push forward some genocide in 2025. I think people ain't gonna be unhappy with it. I think people ain't gonna wanna undo all of what it is that you have going on. You're stupid for that, America. You're real stupid for that. Following these people down a path just because they say they're the chosen ones and therefore have all the leverage in your life, all the leverage in your time. This is just one time. This is the times you're in. It's not the times forever. We've seen power shift so many times with so many different empires. And you're letting these people lead your empire down the path of destruction. An empire that you got on ill-gotten gain. Which is probably why you're clouded to understand when it's at risk. It's exactly the demon that's keeping you clouded from seeing, yo, this is about to go bad. It's about to go bad, man. Following these people who are confused about who they serve. And don't believe in God, but they believe God gave them something. And you're going to follow them down the path of making it so that the world hates you even more than they already did for all the evil you've been doing. Reinforcing why they've hated you all this time for those who had forgotten. And that you were evil enough to allow children to be slaughtered in your name. That you would pay for the upholding of people who are doing it to these people. Funding all of the nonsense. In the name of what? Like it brings about anything good for your supremacy, anything good for your times, anything good for your land. It doesn't do anything good for you. It brings about destruction to so many different things that are so very foreseeable, and yet you continue to uphold it. In the name of what? It has to be guilt. It has to be a willingness to sacrifice everything that matters most to keep your secrets quiet. That's the only reason why anybody would actually do the things that this country is doing right now. Because anybody can put two and two together knows that we're bringing about our own destruction and allowing this to be what it is that represents us in 2025 while the world is watching. But we still do it. Why? Because somebody doesn't want their secrets told and somebody knows somebody else's secrets. That's why. And the rest of us need to be smart enough to know what's underneath that thing without actually seeing what's underneath that damn thing, because it's so damn obvious. It's so damn obvious. That's why you got to start looking at these people who want to make it law to silence people like me and wonder what the hell they're hiding. Because who they're doing it for ain't doing nothing wise for anybody other than themselves. So they think. So they think. They believe they're above reproach. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You going along with what they do by way of what it is they believe still leads you to destruction. Goy. Gentile. They don't care what happens to you. So that you follow them in allegiance with them disrespects the strength of the wisdom that identifies who they are and what they believe. They don't care about anyone else. That's the point. They don't have interest that they don't believe they are able to find on the back end of whatever structures that they control. They don't need you, America. They tolerate you because they have you under control. So whatever agreement you think you have with these people, or whatever secret you think they're going to keep, whatever is keeping you in a position to allow them to kill children while they sleep on your tax dollar isn't going to be upheld to your betterment in any way, shape, or form. And that you can't see that is going to be why you fall. It's going to be why you fall. You couldn't see it. Irresponsible leadership, y'all. And we the people need to not be so far up our behinds as it pertains to this propaganda that we've been raised with for the last couple hundred years, to understand that, yo, we are in crisis right now. Our leadership is out of control. They've sold our country to genocidal maniacs who want to kill children, and our children could be next. And that's what each and every American needs to have in their head right now. But just like the people who are running this country, so too are the people under some cloak of lacking wisdom and lacking understanding, lacking knowledge, lacking the ability to put two and two together. It's so far, got propaganda popped so far up our behinds we can't even smell properly for it coming out of our noses. You got people like me screaming into the void as if anybody would dare listen to any of the wisdom I have to say. People just go about their day chasing their money like that dollar is going to be worth a damn thing when all this falls apart. It won't. That money is not going to even be good enough to wipe your ass with. It's going to be soaked in the blood of children. You don't get it though. Keep chasing it. Somebody got to tell the truth out here. It's very clear to see, but it's only a few people with eyes, unfortunately. And everybody doesn't care until it's in their front door. They're deporting these people, they genociding those people, they're smearing those people over there, but hey, they ain't doing it to me, so I can just keep getting my dollars. You idiot, they're gonna turn their attention to you too. Everybody wait until it come to their doorstep to be outraged. I'm only care about my people. Hey, stupid, you're gonna fall because of it. Preventative measures. You're smart enough to put sandbags outside your doorstep when the waves are gonna come high and wash your house away. Why aren't you smart enough to see that this is the same concept? You wanna stop it while they're doing it to those people before the waves hit your damn doorstep. Better yet, don't build a house there. Because those sandbags ain't stopping shit. But that's a whole nother level of wisdom that I don't expect you to get. As I said in my last video, or the video before the last one I made, God is not happy with y'all. He ain't happy with any of us, man. For a multitude of reasons involving this genocide. He's not happy with this generation of people, bro. It ain't gonna be too many of us, in my humble opinion, that are gonna be in his graces in the afterlife because of what it is we allowed in this time. There's gonna be a lot of people that came before us. We're gonna see people from different generations make it to heaven. It's gonna be a hell full of us. 2025 people, 2024 people, it's going to be a hell full of us. I'm telling you. We're failing the test of humanity. We are failing. As an entire generation of alive human beings on this earth, we walk the earth and fail it. And fail ourselves. I tell you the truth. All in the name of our own ambition, our secrets, sexual secrets, out of control, sexual identity, politics, and all different types of weird stuff that we're doing. Saying that we care about people when we give a shit about what happens to the Palestinian people. It's going to be a hell full of people of our culture in these times, you mark my words, it ain't gonna be too many of us in heaven. Because the thing that we needed to do, was have God in our hearts and belief enough to just trust him for what happens when we stand up for this, against this atrocity. Sometimes you just gotta trust God. It's gonna work things out that you fear. He's gonna work things out that you fear. You don't have to protect against that, allow that to happen, because that's not good for you. For your eternal soul, that's not good for others, but you're gonna let it be because you're afraid God doesn't exist, and because he doesn't exist, you gotta cover your backside. He got your backside. What he wanted you to do was trust that and have his when it comes to this awful thing that's going on here, but you wouldn't do it. You valued money over wisdom, despite how many idiots you've seen make the same mistake and fail for doing it. You valued temporary satisfaction and selfishness over humanity, despite how many individuals you see make that mistake and fall. And on the grandest scale, you just turned your back and to people who were suffering and said, it didn't come in my door. It didn't come to my door, so I ain't worried about it. Or if the people who are doing it, they control so much and they ain't about to, I don't want them turning their attention to me, as if they're not going to do it anyway. Because you allowed them to do this without being held accountable, they're going to have the strength and the confidence to come to your door with that bullshit. Just like they doing, welcoming the wrong things, going about it the wrong way, you too are welcoming the wrong things, going about it the wrong way, serving the same damn devil they are, by allowing them to do the devilish thing that they do without you holding them accountable for doing it. I'm telling you, you're failing everybody. You backed yourselves into a space where delusions are supposed to be upheld. Failing. At some point in time, we're going to have to respect that. At some point in time, we're going to be forced to. And when that day comes, you're going to look back on people like myself, and you're going to say he was on to something, just like we look back at people who told Shannon Sharp to find him a nice older lady and stop chasing these young people. And he ignored that. And now the day has come around where we said, damn, see, they were right for telling him that. He should have followed that. No different. It's parallel. All of it's parallel because these are the examples that are supposed to teach us how to not do this in our own lives. So of course they're parallel. Monique told him. Ocho told him. Cat Williams told him. And he ignored them all. No, I want a sinner. I want a woman. I want a woman that's going to do all types of stuff with me. I want a young girl, white girl. You're a big black man with a bunch of power. What the hell are you doing with this woman? 19 years old, choking her, talking about you want to choke her. Putting it in text form. And all these people next to you who've seen why this doesn't work are telling you not to do this. You're like, I'm going to do it anyway. This is what I want to do. Just ignoring wisdom. And now the day came around for you to understand why you should have followed that wisdom. Hindsight 2020, but that hindsight was in that wisdom. You didn't need to see. The wisdom saw for you. But you didn't trust it. You didn't trust God. This ain't no different. This ain't no different Zionist Jew. This ain't no different. Everybody telling you to do this. You shunning the wisdom. You'll see what happens next. And in your own individual lives, whoever's on the other end of this camera, the examples are there. Are you going to see this as the same parallel to whatever it is that's in your life and follow that wisdom? Or are you going to ignore that wisdom, go down that path, and be yet another example for someone else on what not to do? Because God can use you either way. You going to make a mistake? Great. Somebody's watching. They'll learn. Maybe. Just like Shannon's an example for us to learn. Cool. If I ain't gonna learn that lesson, you'll be watching. when I fall for doing so. And maybe somebody will look at me and heed it this time. If not, they'll be an example for somebody else. And it just goes on and on and on. God will use you either way. Whether or not you suffer, it's your business. Whether or not you're an example of what to do or what not to do, it's your business. I'm trying. I'm really trying here, man. Because I'm telling you, I don't want to be there with y'all. I don't want to be in hell with y'all. I really don't. And if I got to burn it, it ain't going to be because I was cool with genocide for fear of the Jews. Not me. Nope. Nah. God could be mad at me for something else. He ain't going to be mad at me for that. I ain't let it happen. I ain't sit back and be quiet about that every day. Because he didn't allow me the ability to not see it. Like a lot of people. Some people don't know what's going on. Some people will be able to avoid it. Some people are so caught up in whatever they're caught up in, they can't see it. That's fine. That's their walk. My walk, he put this in my face. He made damn sure I had all the time in the world to see it while it was going on. I wasn't doing nothing else. I wasn't working like a lot of people are forced to work. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't out here just chasing money and stuff like that. No. I had time. I was looking at the phone when this genocide was going on the whole damn time. I wasn't too busy to watch what Israel was doing to the Palestinian people the whole damn time. I don't think that was by accident. Because I'm brave enough. He knew I was brave enough to say something. Feared him enough based on my mistakes that led up to the times we're in to not be quiet. Knew God well enough due to what it is that I've just been through that he carried me through to believe in him, to not worry about the consequences of what Israel talking about, but to more so worry about the consequences of what God's talking about. He aligned me properly for this. That's the point. So I don't have the privilege of being able to sit back and say, well, I don't know what Israel going to do to me. Zionist Jew going to deport me. I ain't worried about none of that. If that's what they're going to do, that's part of my story. I can probably do some good wherever I'm sent. Or it'll be the end of my life and I can go on to heaven. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about y'all. What y'all going to do? Breaking the law. The God's law, the law I follow. I don't care about that. I'm telling you, if God wants me to suffer, it's for something I did. That would align with what it is that you didn't want me to do that I did is of no consequence. If I find myself in some type of prison, it's because I deserve to be there. So I look at it. Regardless of why you sent me there, regardless of why you deported me, it don't matter. If God wants me in prison, I'm in prison. But I tell you one thing, I'm not going to earn my way into hell or trying to avoid prison. I can tell you that. Video 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.